Hi guys, I want to welcome you to my final analysis of the California recall election. My name is Max, and today we're going to talk about how the final results ended up coming in and what exactly that means for the midterm elections which will take place in 2022. Now, if you look at this map, it is not very difficult to notice a similarity between this thing here and the results of the last gubernatorial election in California between Gavin Newsom and John Cox. Just look at the numbers. It was almost the exact same thing. Now, the only thing that changed is one single county. As of right now, there is still a chance that San Bernardino County might flip because the yes vote is just slightly behind there, but overall, Merced County so far looks like the only one that has flipped. In general, the trend in this election was that Latino voters swung a bit to the right, while probably most white voters swung to the left. And this is mostly the reason why Newsom won. It is because he got out the Democratic base. The old Democratic base in the San Francisco Bay Area and Los Angeles, but also new Democratic voters in the suburbs that used to be Republican and have now switched to the Democrats. Overall, I expected this race to be a bit closer. I expected it to be roughly in line with the polling sources that we got, which predicted a 15% Newsom win. My county prediction was off 4 to 5 counties. I have to admit I wasn't too experienced when it comes to California election predictions because you usually don't have to do them. You put the state safe blue and that's it. Well, this time it ended up being a safe blue margin, but it was at least in question whether that be the case. Gavin Newsom at first was very popular during the height of the pandemic. Then his popularity dipped due to a few, scandals, hypocrisy, and bad lockdown policy. But apparently the fear of a Trump-like Republican like Larry Elder was enough to get California Democrats out and vote against the recall. Now, what does this mean for the 2022 midterms? Well, it means that you can probably expect a slightly Republican favorable environment because right now it looks like the recall election definitely outperformed the presidential election results in the state, where Joe Biden carried the state by a much bigger margin. It were 29%. Here we're just 25%, so that's a 4 to 5 point swing overall. Now, other than that, the last thing that we should answer is, will Gavin Newsom today see a big bump in terms of his future ambitions, or will they be reduced? Because for a Democratic official, he performed relatively poorly. There's no discussion about that. He might actually not have too much of a political career ahead of himself. He was often fluctuated as a presidential candidate for the Democrats. With those results, I have a hard time believing that he'd be able to win on a national scale, simply because he does have that recall election leverage in his back now. But you never know. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Gavin Newsom. I'm not making a secret out of that. I don't like him, but everybody can have their own opinion. I believe he's a hypocrite. I believe he's a bad governor, and California actually deserves better. I believe if Kevin Faulconer had been the front runner for the Republicans instead of Larry Elder, this race would have been a lot closer. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Likes, comments, and subscriptions are greatly appreciated, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. That's it. Max out. Have a nice day.